smash that like, what's going on? Smash that like, y'all. Send me y'all. What's going on,
Middle class built this country, and labor built the middle class. Look, it's not just his liberty, distortion of nature, American ally, or the fact that he's diminished our standing in the eyes of the world, more than any president history had. It's not just his vanity projects, tearing down the East Wing of the White House, for his over, putting his name on the Kennedy Center, building an arch in his own honor, and then hiring his own pool guy to fix the reflecting pool. Whoa, what a loser.
Joe Biden crazy as hell. They had his old pool guy. God
Look,
damn.
folks,
The pool guy gotta eat too, Joe.
Folks, it's not just that. The reflecting pool reflects something even worse than narcissism.
Right.
Competence, the core of this administration. It's the corruption. The corruption. The brazen, blatant corruption.
The blatant corruption, huh, Joe?
Trump has made billions of dollars. Return to the White House. Simply stunning to me.
Well, is that your problem, Joe? Are you hating because you ain't getting none of the money? Smash that like, y'all.
Trump can care less. Making money off the presidency is one reason he wants to be president. You know what? Not even the corruption and the money makes me angry.
Makes me angry, huh, Joe?
Taxpayers' money, your money, to the January 6th insurrectionists. Oh, that's what he wants to do. People who storm the Capitol, attack the police, tried to execute his own vice president. My God, these people don't deserve to be compensated. They're to put in jail for a long time.
Oh, shit.
Young people in this room, I know you're trying to make sense of all this.
Is Joe Biden right?
I get it, I really do. Your face scarred, no time before. One thing I know about the American people, they never give up and we can't give up now. It's not about no quit in this country. There's no quit in you. Folks, your governor here in Maryland, the real deal. Oh, he is. If you live on the lesson his grandparents taught him, they said, have faith, not fear. Have faith, not fear. Folks, this is just another way of saying what my dad used to tell me as a kid growing up. Something bad happens. He said, Joey, look at me. Look at me, Joey. Get up, pal. Get up, Joey. Get up. For all of you who love our country. It's time to get up, damn it. Get up. Get up now. And continue this fight. My fellow Democrats, in this 250th year of our founding, Let's get back up. Let's be the country we know we can be. Fair, equal, honest, decent. Country where we give hate no safe harbor. Land where we treat everyone. Respect. Nation that's a beat.
Smash that like y'all. What's going on? Soup from the
Rest
blood
of the
valve.
world that's your best.
What's up, April Showers?
Folks, I can guarantee we can do this. And we will. Just remember who the hell we are.
Joe Biden said, let's get back
United
up.
States of America. There's nothing. There's really nothing beyond our capacity if we act together.
It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism,
fight
the
back
same
out.
thing in America.
All right.
Smash that like y'all.
Thank you all. God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America. May God protect our troops.
Shout out Joe
We
Biden
can
for
do
that
this.
one.
We can do this. We must do it.
That's a dope, that was a good speech by Joe Biden though. And he was right. We gotta restore the honor. We gotta bring back the, you know what I mean, the credibility to Americans, man. We look there at some, I mean, some crooks now, to be honest. They're looking at America, chilling April, they're looking at America like we some crooks. So what is it, America? You a bunch of crooks? Smash that like y'all, shut me out. Is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism the same thing in America? Shout out to everybody coming through. Is Trump doing a good job? Let's start there. You know what? Last year it was a crazy surge of content creators, especially like out of Chicago and different little spots like J Main, and it was a whole genre that was going along with the drill culture when they was pushing it on the national level. And now that a lot of people are dead and going to prison and going to federal court, you don't hear too much about it. But when it was buzzing, it was buzzing. I wonder, is J Main still making content, y'all? If y'all know who J Main is, from out of Chicago. Spain's are the champions of the world. Are you happy or sad about that? I'm happy because I went with that on DoorDash, and when I get to split $5 million of DoorDash bucks for everybody who chose Spain, I'm happy as fuck. Viva la revolución! Viva la Spain! Viva la Español! You know what I'm saying? Shout out all my people in Spain, Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia. All my peoples in the original Andalus in Spain. Now, I mean, I'm getting some of them DoorDash bucks. I don't watch sports, but I was riding with Spain because, matter of fact, I checked GPT today. They told me Spain was gonna win last month, and that's who I chose for my DoorDash shit. So today they probably tally up and tell me how much I won. That's crazy. See, hopefully a million people that choose Spain on DoorDash. Yup, shout out Spain. Thanks for the win. Boy, y'all in here. Somebody answer the question. Is Trump doing a good job? They put money in my pocket. Salute. Yep, Spain did. Gotta bet it. Move. Are you from Spain? One of my daughters, her people from Rota, Spain. Are you from Spain or you just root for their team? Motherfucking DoorDash bugs. Before I celebrate, I'm gonna see how much I won. Before y'all in here, man, let's get them lights up. Is Trump doing a good job? Let's start there like the dude from Chicago said. Nah, I just like soccer. Spain a good team and have the best soccer league in the world. Okay, who's their star player? And what you think about when they were trying to get Mbappe and all them to play in Saudi Arabia for seemingly $1 billion worth of money and assets? Do you think that he would have been taking a step down, going over there playing for $1 billion instead of sticking to the craft like he's doing now? Who Mbappe playing for right now? I know he was associated with, I think, France or somebody like that. What's going on with Mbappe? All right, what's up? I'm chilling, family. The topic tonight is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. Is it the same thing in America? And who divided America, and is Trump doing a good job? Take your pick. It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. I didn't put a race, ethnic group, or culture in front of it because privilege, supremacy, and nationalism occurs in all aspects, and I mean all races that's in America. Smash that like. And I'm asking, are they the same thing? Is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism the same thing in America? Smash that like. What's going on with you, Art? Yeah, I was talking about the World Cup because I bet on the World Cup with DoorDash. I chose Spain. Matter of fact, ChatGPT did it. It told me Spain last month. And I get to split $5 million worth of DoorDash bucks for everybody else that chose Spain. I hope ain't too many people participate so I can at least get a good wow. I mean, lots of good players stop their careers at the top short for the big bucks in Saudi Arabia and China. That's crazy, Kel. I mean, that's crazy. Real players like Pele and even I say Beckham. Beckham was the first one to institute that superstar Michael Jordan status and fuck up the game. Now all of them got their hand off. But it is an elite sport. Soccer is up there with polo and, I mean, not tennis, but badminton. Or even chicken fighting. You know, cockfighting. Chicken fighting, Lee Cock Sport. You know what I mean? The Cock Sport teeth. That's the fucking king sport. You know what I mean? The cock sport. That's the kings used to watch the chickens fight. You know what I mean? But yeah, Mbappe, they want to give Mbappe $1 billion overall. Not $1 billion straight up, but in incentives and all that shit. Who would you go up on, Art? Smash that like, y'all. It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. The same thing. You think the World Cup was one of the worst? Everything overpriced and people going crazy. I went for Spain. Me too. I went for Spain because I was in the door. And can you explain that? I ain't hear about nobody going crazy. Where at? What happened? And also with the overpriced, what? Like the food and stuff? And did you attend any of the games? I ain't really heard nothing too much about anything popping off either though. It wasn't, I mean, it won't none that they're like, damn, all them people. Ain't shit happened, did it? Smash that like y'all, shut me out, man. Let's get this popping. Tickets overpriced. Okay. But like $300-400. I understand it's international, you know what I'm saying? Smash that like. spice it up. This late. Let me see. Smash that like. You said everything was overpriced. I feel you. Smash that like $60 in, man. Let's get them lights up. It's free. It's not the electric chair. It would not shock me. I want a black person to call me a honky. Why? Ain't nothing wrong with a honky. Unless you feel like it. Janice McLean, you say white privilege is this? Can you give me some examples? Or was you answering the Trump question? I have a friend that is a moderate Democrat, but he is thinking of switching independent or Republican. He is not MAGA and does not like Trump. Why? Because he's a Republican? Does he not like Trump because Trump is fucking up the government? What's his reason being? Wow, Matt Marley, you gotta get some more content and you're a troll. That shit is boring. Especially, is that the Joker face you got in this shit? You gotta get a little bit more unique too, man. And if you're gonna do the Joker, you gotta be heavily satire and, I mean, you gotta be cold with it, Mark Marley. This shit, take off that shit until you get it right. Your content sucks, man. And you old as fuck. Mark Marley. Revamp this shit, man. Revamp it. Smash that like, y'all. Matter of fact, Mark, you're fired, man, until you can get it together, man. Can't troll here. You're fired, homie. Until you can get it together, Mark Marley. The system is set up to divide us and use our history against us. I'll go for that. I'll go for that. The system is set up to divide us and then it erases some of our history. Some of us, we don't even know our history. We're so crazy. Smash that like 10 of y'all in here. Let's get them lights up, man. A good morning. Good morning. It's 12:30. It's 12:30. Do you know where your mind is? Smash that light. It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. The same thing in America. And people divided in America. You notice I didn't put a color, a race, or ethnic group in front of those three words. Because it can be white privilege, black privilege, Chinese privilege. It can be white supremacy, black supremacy, Chinese supremacy, Latin supremacy, white nationalism, black nationalism, Chinese nationalism, Latin nationalism. I'm asking you, is it the same thing in America, and do we have a problem with it? In whatever ethnic group, is there a problem? You know what I mean? It's not the same thing, but it can be weaponized in whatever way. Okay, can you further expound on that? They're done. Okay, seeing two, send to one. Send to done, send to one. Smash that light. The white privilege is this. Y'all know this ain't the verb white privilege, right? This white privileged. That's a pronoun. Y'all answering that question right there. Depending on what actions are taken and how each side perceives it. Okay. But are you aware that if y'all looking at the question that's above, some of y'all can't see it. But do white privilege is this? That's a pronoun. That's not the verb white privilege. Understand that if y'all answering the question. And make sure y'all taking the poll too. Let's see what it says so far. Trump, 45% of y'all approve. 36% of y'all disapprove. 50-50, 18%. Nobody chose. It's Obama and the Dems' fault. That's what it is. Making sure y'all checking the poll. What's up, Arya? Oi. Arya, what's up with you, fam? Arya from Winter Hall. What's your favorite Arya from Winter Hall? You know what I'm saying? Move she made. And what's going on with the Cali Ma in your on your page? You know what's up with Cali Ma? You're a thuggy. Y'all go Google what a thuggy is, and I ain't talking about Tupac or sweet ass young thug. A thuggy. That's where the word thug comes from. Out of India. From a white perspective, it may not be. From a non-white perspective, it can be. Name of so-called white privilege. You can walk down the street without being racially profiled. That's the number one advantage of white privilege. You can move amongst other white privileged people that are in control of this system, whether they are controlling white, black, Chinese, or Indian people to do their job. You can move through this system without being racially profiled because you're the majority race allegedly. So that's it right there. Dispel that one. Once you can dispel that, you know what I mean? Name of so-called white privilege. There we have it. You can walk through without getting racially profiled, fam. Now they may profile you for drugs. They might profile you for, you know what I'm saying? Prostitution. You would never be racially profiled though. You understand that? You say, well, but they would never racially profile you. They would profile you for being in a high drug area, or you know what I'm saying, a sting for prostitution. You feel me? Yes, and within white people, there are economic levels that express exactly. But exactly, that's why I said I ain't put a color or a group on none of this, on privilege, supremacy, or nationalism, because you can put anybody in front of it. You can put Muslim privilege, Muslim supremacy, Muslim nationalism, Chinese privilege, Chinese supremacy, Chinese nationalism. Is it the same thing? You know what I mean? American privilege, American supremacy, and American nationalism. Is it the same thing? That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't put an ethnic group on it and make it about one ethnic group over another one. Because it's about Americans for real, fam. You say the railroads dispel a lot of things. The railroads is why we got time zones. You would not be profiled if you was in my people neighborhood because of your race. Maybe that might play a part in it, but if you was in my people neighborhood, if you were profiled, you might have been on the wrong side of town where drugs might have been. So your race would have played a part in it. But there are people that's a part of my neighborhood that is, if you're trying to go with the white or black thing, it's white people in my neighborhood, dude. See, black is what y'all call our race, as y'all say, but the black culture has people from all different races, genres, ages involved in it. Y'all always like to say, like the hood. You know that the hood is often attributed to black people, but white people, Chinese people, Latino people, everybody live in the hood. That's the beauty of it. You see what I'm saying? The ones that y'all don't accept for whatever they being themselves, they come to the hood and get accepted. And that's just what it is. No, I would care. I go over there and find out what they profiling you for to be a drug addict because you was in the area. Because you could have been just a white man out there trying to see about some property or even bringing something like giving out some giveaways or trying to better the hood. You never know, but it happens. You see what I'm saying? Just like me, but I rarely have that problem because I stay in a mixed area of middle class, hardworking people. There's no problem. You know what I mean? But I experienced it before. what does that mean? Why wouldn't you want your country thought of first instead of foreign countries? Who said that? Fuck humanity. I'm all about me. I'm an American. That's the American way. That fucking humanity shit don't get you nowhere. You talking about humanity? What's humanity, dude? You sound like the white dude on the Planet of the Apes. Remember? Nah, dog. Is white privilege getting stabbed at a track meet and then having a particular race defend their knife? Yeah, it is. Is white privilege stabbing somebody in the bathroom at school and then having a bunch of people that worked at the school quit their jobs and stuff, and you get a pat damn near on the back and sent not to prison but some kind of mental facility? Google Casey Allison. Google Casey Allison, also in Texas, killed somebody 2 years before Camelo. That's white privilege, dude. When a 15-year-old black kid kills somebody, is this horrendous murderer kills, maybe kill again, give him 1,000 years. But when a white kid does something like that, it's poor, misunderstood kid on the wrong side of the law. All he needs is a little guidance. You know what I'm saying? Right. Shit. Somebody shoots somebody over, you know what I mean, a drug debt or something, they'll get 1,000 years. John Hinckley Jr. shoots the president and the Secretary of State, you know what I mean? And they go back. He shot him with like a revolver, like one of them. It's like a 24 or 27. It's like a funny caliber revolver. It wasn't no big shit, but fucking the next week they go file a bill for the ban AKs and all that shit for a certain amount of years and hunting rifles and shit. This motherfucker shot him with a goddamn little ass gun. I mean, and he didn't go to prison. He went to a mental institution, John Hinckley Jr. And now he out running a record store and all kind of shit, riding around singing and shit. Get the We used to send all the white killers to Vietnam and Iraq. We got to start doing that again. Man, what are you talking about? Sending some white killers to Iraq? Man, we sent soldiers to do their job to those places, man, I guess. Smash that light. Smash that light. Any of y'all in here, man? The white privilege is this, the pronoun. Those wars don't benefit us. They make a lot of money for the fruit, and they find new targets every decade for sure. Now that's for real scheme. Yo, now that's for real. War is a money maker. That's why I say Donald Trump ain't the president. He's the commander-in-chief right now. Japanese, Chinese, South and North Korean, Cambodian, Mongolian, Taiwanese, Thai. God damn. Chocolate time for sure, fell. Chocolate time. If white privilege exists, it's also because their white responsibility and accountability. They did not make this world, but it exists because they made the system that we live under in America. You know what I'm saying? White privilege don't exist nowhere else in this world but in the United States. You do realize that. Yeah, fantastic. Wow, Prince. Wow, Prince. You gotta lay off me, dude. White people are a shrinking minority and always forgotten for amongst themselves. There's always a pecking order in all white communities. Yeah. Me too, motherfuckers. That's why you see a lot of them out there standing on that median, and white people don't even know how to function with other white people. They will get out of their Tesla and hand some guy on the median whose stomach ain't ate hard, decent food, like fast food, like that shit in years. He's been drinking PBR and eating gas station chicken wings. You jump out and hand him a bag of fucking Chick-fil-A. You might as well have handed him 2 of them Percocets out of your purse that you're hooked on before you get back in your Tesla. 2 Percocets, and maybe when he bought the PBR or cash money, or asked him did he have a cash out, because all these bums now got cash out, and as opposed to handing him that bullshit ass $23 value meal Chick-fil-A. Y'all know, some of y'all right in here. Joe Jack, what's going on? That don't justify shit, because you might hang out with blacks because they got something you need. You might be addicted to crack or powder cocaine or even crystal meth, and you hang out with blacks because they got what you need. Who knows? Believe me. Well, how do you hang out with a lot of them if they don't end up where you hang out at? That don't make sense. You see what I'm saying? Not a lot of black people end up where I hang out, but I hang out with, oh, you said wetbacks. Okay, my bad, fam. Aria. We hanging out at with the wetbacks, probably drinking that goddamn PBR or that fucking, I like the Modelo, but the Mexicans, they really be drinking Dos Equis. That's who turned me on the Modelo. Are you hanging, working in this Latino, Mexican, Tiano? It was all the Hispanics. It was a club, and I used to do security in there. And all of them used to buy the Modelo's, buy the 6-packs. You know, when you buy your setup, like you go in the black club, you got it set up. It'd be the ice, some cups, a little knickknacks maybe. But in the Mexican club, you go get the setup. It come with 6 or 12 Modelo's, some ice or whatever else you're drinking, like your liquor and everything. But it's like a setup. If y'all ever been out to these clubs, and at the end of the night, they would just be buying that shit like they was competing. Motherfuckers dancing with them boots and shit on those big belt buckles. And at the end of the night, it'll be a lot of them bitches that's everywhere in their buckets that they didn't even touch because they come in drunk and they just go get 2 of them shits because they been making money all week and they supporting, you know what I mean, the foundation who having the set. And man, cause this one I was working at every week. I was thinking I found some of my old fucking footage. Every week, this dude was bringing in one of those Mexican bands. This dude maybe was getting money because he was a Dominican, but he catered to the Tiano music and stuff like that, and the mariachi bands with the big hats and shit, and the ones even that sung the drug dealer music for the Mexicans, the what they call the bandoleros, the machaderos. Man, that shit was tight as fuck. All these little Mexicans, I'm tall, all these little Mexicans just try to look up and try me and shit. I'm like, chill, man, chill, I'm security. I ain't here, don't make me beat your ass, you know what I'm saying? The wetbacks was alright. The Mexicans and the Latinos and the Hispanics, they was chill. They like to fight too, they little as hell, someone can throw too. But one thing I knew, they was spending that cash. They won't slap in no card, they was spending that wow every fucking weekend I was doing security there. And what happens is, the first people who get there, they get the most money. So I used to live like right up around the corner from the shit. So I used to be up there, boom, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, $250 a night, the door, because so many of those people, they was in there spending money. And some of these people, some people that probably got deported with all this Trump shit. I mean, but this was back, it was about 10 years ago, maybe longer. You say, yes, white privilege is this. Can you give me some examples? Smash that like. Shout out everybody coming through showing that support. Repetitive fucks. The Mississippi case, okay, with the young boy, yo, they fucking up because now who goes to get a lawyer if you ain't did shit? Especially if you are like respectable in the area, you know, who goes and get a lawyer just because it doesn't make sense? And if they did violate them, I want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Don't pass go. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, Nolan Wells. I hope Crump, whatever his name is, the lawyer, don't make it a spectacle. What's going on, Sue from the Boy Files? What's been up with you? How's your evening? How's the family? Sue, have y'all been to the tractor pool this year yet? I gotta get over there to the homestead and check y'all out. Have y'all been to the tractor pool? If y'all ain't checked out the Boy Files, man, the Boy Files is a dope show. Sue and her peoples, they be over there going all around. That's politicking, man. I ain't checked y'all out in a minute. I mean, I'm gonna have to get over there. But my favorite from the Boy Files is when y'all do the tractor pool parade every year. That's dope. Smash that like, man. Shout out to everybody coming through, man. 6 of y'all in here. Double tap that stream. Let's get them up. Let's get on the other side of 100 with this. Feel me? It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism the same thing in America. Who divided America? Take your pick. Take your pick. Take your pick, man. Eight of y'all in here. The white privilege exists. And I'm talking about the pronoun, not the verb. It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. The same thing in America. Who divided America? No, because everyone has DNA. But man, that is, man, cut it out. Cut it. Completely we off, dude. Smash that like. You said yes it does. Can y'all tell me some examples of it that you feel like it's examples of it? The real Indian cones group. That's what it is. I used to live above a train tunnel in California and threw all my empty beer bottles at the train and never damaged it. What kind of train was it? Was it a passenger train? I'm gonna tell you, I used to ride the Greyhound. Well, I rode it a couple of times until one time I was up there with a toothache and I was on the edge of the seat and it was so much going on, fam, that in the end, I started riding the Amtrak. And you can get on Amtrak with your little bottle or whatever you got chilling, your book and your headphones and just mob out and chill until you reach your destination. Got you some paper, you can order some food and sit there, pull the table out, or if you got you a sleeping car, you can get you a nap. But I like Amtrak. Okay, it was a cargo train. Okay, that's what it is. What's going on, Aunt Esther? You said no, white privilege don't exist. You know what I'm talking about, the pronoun, not the verb, not white privilege. Like well, white people get everything for they because they're white. White privilege. They're privileged white people. You say, yes, that's what it is. What's your favorite pick 3 to play? Like a sliding scratch, what's your favorite pick 3? Smash that like. Fun fact, if Jesus was unalive today, people of the future will be walking around with electric chairs around their necks. No, they wouldn't. If Jesus was unalive today, let's see, people will be walking around with sniper rifles. He would have been like Charlie Kirk. They'd be walking around with sniper rifles around their neck. He died by the hands of a sniper rifle. Smash that like. Smash that like, y'all. The guillotine was a form of capital punishment. Robespierre and the crew. I think Robespierre, he sent a lot of people to the guillotine and he met his fate by the guillotine. That's crazy. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. That's crazy. Is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism the same thing in America? Is it the same thing? Is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism? Break down each one of them. Somebody break down privilege. What's privilege? Because it can come in any form of fashion, any color. What's privilege? Smash that like, y'all. What's privilege to you? You think Americans are privileged? You think there's such thing as American supremacy and American nationalism? You think all of that is the same thing? Smash that like, y'all. Let's get them likes up, man. 17 likes. There's 5 people in here. Double tap the screen. Trump party for cash scheme crumbles as wealthy clients spill the beans. Wow. Trump's been doing that party for cash shit. Okay. But I don't know about that because Trump got a parking czar too. Lil Boosie, the rapper, said he paid goddamn $600,000, but I don't think them dudes was with Trump. Damn, they got a whole little list of shit of what you got to do to go get at Donald Trump for a pardon. The Boosie just got beat for $600,000. How dumb was he to give somebody $600,000? Talking all that street shit. If y'all don't know who Lil Boosie is, he's like a black successful entertainer and his genre and what he do. But yeah, in the real world, seemingly he don't know nothing about politics. In the real world, he paid somebody $600,000 thinking that even if Trump, that $600,000 is chump change. He'll be like, what? He got to get another million. Because remember now, Trump's a billionaire. But to the people that are under Trump and trying to get what they can get by way of using his name for influence and also for monetary gain, that was just horrible and despicable. The motherfuckers, they wrong, but they doing what they do because the person ain't gonna do nothing that you don't let them do. So Little Boosie with his skip ball head ass, he did that shit to himself. Because I know in the world I'm giving a motherfucker no money until they do it. Because if I don't do it, they can take it back if I don't pay them. No, you gotta produce the product and make it pop, and then I'm gonna sign the money over to you. I'm not giving you no money to parlay with my shit. I'm saying, no, it's here. Check my bank account. I'll show you the statement. Bingo, what's up? What's so ridiculous, Bingo? And what's going on with you tonight? There was a doggy, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O-B. Young Vet. What's vet? Yo, Young Vet. Assalam, boy. Where you been at, man? What's going on? You gonna set a fire up there or something, man? You see all that Canadian wildfire shit smoking America out. What's up with you, Young Vet? Drop a link or two, man. Hit me up on the G-Man with some new music. Tomorrow I'm about to take off back and get back into this shit, man. I've been laid back, you know what I mean, dealing with this politics stuff, but I mean, you know I'm cooking up something like a dope website and everything, man. Maybe you might want to get involved. What you been up to, Vet? Okay, making them racks. Hey, yo, I'll be back pumping tomorrow, but for now we got the Cash App popping. They got Cash App in Canada. You still in T-Dot? Where you at? You still in Ontario? We at Toronto or somewhere, right? No cap. That's what it is, family. Spread the wealth, 50 Cash App. Oh, Nightbot dropping it. You know I've been giving out water and shit in the hood. Support that junk. Okay, that's what it is. When you get a chance, hit the PayPal or one of them. I got a joint popping off right now. Where I go out into the hood and give up a bunch of free bottles of water. Got a big jump coming up this week. I'm gonna give away 100 bottles. Alright, okay. What you been doing though? Catch me up on it. What you been doing? God, man, alright, what's going on? Do white privilege exist? Smash that like. Nah. Why you ask me was I a Freemason? Do I move like a Freemason? Nah, I'm a free thinker, my G. Ain't nothing wrong with the Freemasons though. I studied some of them, and some of my people that I look up to simply maybe have been Freemasons, like Elijah Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali. You know what I mean? Brothers who came with that, you know what I mean, that knowledge of self, maybe have been Freemasons. I don't know. But I'm not. I don't take nothing away from them though. To the real ones is one that's chasing knowledge. I have them that's in the Freemasons simply they having all the script parties. Would I ever become one? Not right now because of what I know. But before, yeah. because then my slate would have been clean, and I would have been able to. I mean, but what I know now, no, ain't nothing wrong with it though. It's a gateway to fellowship. That's what I say. I wouldn't do it because I consider myself a free thinker, and I would be aligning myself with with a brotherhood, and I'm feeling more like I'm Prince Hall in his prime. I'm Elijah Muhammad in his prime. I'm Malcolm X in his prime. You understand what I'm saying? So as my future gets brighter, as my following grows, I feel like it's more than connections. It's fellowship, and it teaches control, balance. Also, that's a big thing, connections, right? So have somebody been asking you to get on your square? Did you ask a Mason? Because you know to be a Mason, you gotta ask one. I mean, the truth, one man's truth is another man's lie, but if you consider it the truth, that's what it is. And if they showed you the truth already, shame on the widow's son. You feel me? So what I would say is, whatever you get involved in with it, make sure you're ready to pay some dues, because it requires that. Nothing's free in this world, young vet. And once you do cross that threshold, if you commit yourself to it, you should have no more conversations about it, because you know that it's a secret society. All they ask is trust. You feel me? So that's what I say. Make a decision and then stick to it. If you decide to get involved with the compass and the womb, do it for the right reasons, not just for the kudos and stuff, because there's a lot of knowledge there, and it'll bring you to the light. Most people don't really get it. They go in for the script bodies, and because he can get you a job here, supposedly. Sometimes it don't work that way. You know what I mean? Salute, hit me up on the Gmail with a Zoom. Set up a Zoom, and I'll be there. You know what I mean? Make sure you check if I'm online or not, so it don't coincide. But hit me with a Zoom or a StreamYard or something. I'll probably check with you. But I'm saying, for to make your decisions, for now, and I'm serious, if you really want to talk to me about it, because I might can put you on the right path. You know what I mean? For now, though, that's what it is, family. Just hit me up on the Gmail or send me a link where me and you can politic at. You know what I mean? Or hit me with your number on Gmail, my G. You better believe I believe in the unseen. You feel me? I am the unseen. You asked me, was I a Freemason? No, Freemasons, hence, they had their history in Hammurabi. I'm a free thinker. I got my history in the Anunnakis and Enlil, Inky, Anu. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's why I don't deal in people coming in my crib and I lift up the windows and shit. Because somebody will come in your house and leave something they had on them, and next thing you know, you and your lady going back and forth because they going back and forth with their people. The kids will go to school and bring back some stinking thinking because these kids have been around. It's like that. It's all kind of Elohims and I like to say they call them succubuses and incubuses all over, fam. But that's why you got to stay prayed up, stay blessed up, whatever deity or pantheon of gods that you represent them well, and make sure you stay in their graces. You know what I mean? Smash that like. Shut me out. And guess what? You got to be careful because the people that probably wanted to indoctrinate you to the Freemasonry, now they're so high tech, they might be just checking your social media too. And by way of asking me, you know what I mean? That might be going against the code. So I'm telling you, with anything, if you dedicate yourself to it, make sure you're serious and 100 about it. That means, like I said, hit me off the line about it because we already opened that door. But going on further, don't do too much talking to people about it, especially people that you don't really know their background, because you don't know who they know, and that they might be trying you, and you might be spilling the beans on yourself, family. You understand? There's only one God, the rest are immortals, and jinn, demons, and things of that nature. Can I ask you this? Being that you're a Muslim, do you think that Freemasonry will coincide or will collide with your Islamic faith? I'm going to see your answer to that if you know if somebody has explained this to you already. Right, it ain't about you keep your mouth shut. You just got to keep your mind open because it's more than just strip bodies and who you know and advancement. is like I keep telling you, there's a lot of knowledge and I mean answers that I mean really ain't nobody else doted on, but they're there. Yeah, and you know, it's three different kind of peoples of the book. You know what I mean? The family that the book is about, the believers in the book, and the non-believers in the book. Smash that like, family. But yeah, nah, I ain't no Freemason. I'm a free thinker, my G. I'm on my square though, because I'm trying to live righteous with integrity. But I don't mind picking up that sword if it's to protect me and mine. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. I don't need a Masonic group to tell me I gotta improve. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing I just told you. If you ain't ready to pay no dues, don't do it. Because the only advancement is if you pay into it. It's damn near like a positive Ponzi scheme. It's gonna work because that's the basis of it. Brotherhood and fraternal. You know what I mean? Fraternal brotherhood. But I would say, it depends on what you're looking to get from it. Because there's a lot of studying too. And then when you finally get to where you're going, you'll find a young man. So it might work out. Yeah, money don't mean shit to a Mason because they know what it really is. You understand? A Mason is a Muslim son. It came from when the people went on the holy wars, as they call them, the pilgrimages and all that shit. They learned a lot of secrets that by the time they had got to the Europeans, it was wrong information. You feel me? Austin Blank. Don't be the eater that you are. Smash that like on your way out. For sure, family, that's what it is. But you know that being that you are a study of Islam, you are going backwards when you become a Muslim, when you become a Mason, because the Mason is a Muslim son. You already know the answers to everything they're going to teach you. You don't even have to have that fraternity because go check on a Mason actually means Muslim son, family. I can't tell you nothing else. I told you get at me off the line. I mean, Darla says no. Now why do you say no, Darla? Darla G. Jesus loves you. That's what it is, Austin. As you just came in and said some old negative shit. You should have said that first. Jesus loves you. You're still yapping. Yeah, Shriners, whatever, family. I mean, Shriners are just old ass Masons. I mean, Shriners are just older Masons. No, well, they connected with Islam by way of when you become a Shriner, you realize that all religions are the same. That's why the G is in the Masonic compass and the rule for the Creator. When I speak to Jinn, I speak to them every day. I just can't recognize who they are because they're good at their disguise. Jinn are on this planet. You know what I'm saying? You don't recognize them because we got this set vision of how they show us what a Jinn is. And actually, we probably talk to them every day and never even know it. I mean, and then all the end, what you interpret it as the Jinn family. Explain that right there, Jinn Kings. Explain that, my G. Now, what part of Canada you in, young vet? Are you in Toronto? Wow, that's some heavy shit. That ain't. How often are you smoking? I ain't searching no 7 Jinn King. Because you know that when you search up and go looking for shit, like even with me saying this guy's name, the 7 Jinn King, that's a fucking spell. Nah, I don't go searching for it. You go searching for it, you gonna find it. You feel me? Yeah, I believe you, but I ain't really interested in it. Because that's just like conjuring up a spell when you go looking for it. I mean, You're gonna manifest it. I mean, and now stuff like that, I don't know where you're going at with it, but me being a thinking man and more logical, I know that there's no really reality in that. Anything that we probably perceive as like ghosts or even aliens and stuff, but just something that's out of our realm of being. And you know what I mean? And the only way we can explain it by putting, you know what I mean? Nah, you don't even have to read the incantation. That's what you're wrong at. Just by saying that name is conjuring up. Yo, young vet, can I ask you something? Have you been exploring any new kind of recreational drug? Because your conversation went totally metaphysical now, fam. I feel like maybe you've probably indulged in something and maybe felt the a higher astrological plane or something, astral plane or something, fam. You say you tapped into the higher level. Who the fuck you been talking to, vet? Where the fuck you been, fam? You talking like the late great Mahatma Gandhi or somebody. What's the Tupac what's the the Pakistani Tupac Musawali. What's his name? Musawali. Dude, I was born with a veil on my eyes, homie. Somebody been telling you the wrong. You talking too much too. Hit me up on the Gmail too. I was born with a veil on my eyes. That's why you see me with the I'm clocking your Versace shades. You feel me? You gotta hit me on the Gmail. We can't make this all about this stuff, man. The white privilege is this. I mean, it seemed like schizophrenia, but hit me on the Gmail, my G. We can't make my joke about this shit tonight, man. The white privilege is this. It's privilege, supremacy, and nationalism. The same thing in America. Who divided America? Because white privilege is this. All that shit, make believe, all that ritual shit, man. Don't fall victim to that. You can't be a Mason doing rituals. Mason's fooling you. You can't. If any Mason is somebody's telling you to be doing rituals, that's more like witchcraft family. Don't fall into that family. Who divided America? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, as you talk about it on the World Wide Web, young vet. One thing, young vet, right here, I'm gonna peep you to, that I would know if I was a Mason, and not to tell you shit, because to be a Mason, this is knowledge that they know. To be a Mason, to be one as one. You know what I mean? My little cousin is a Mason. I don't know really too much about it, but from what I studied and the ones that I came across, I know it's about fraternal brotherhood singleness. I know there's a lot of black ones like Prince Hall Mason. You know what I mean? And just by you saying this shit is secretive, you know that we on the World Wide Web, right? It's not a secret now. Now, don't let's change the topic. I've been told you that. You like, are you on something tonight, family? Because you talking crazy. It's too late now. You already left the digital footprint. They'll go scrub your phone. Yeah, they're powerful as they say they are. They're watching you now. They're like, look at this talking ass. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You could never be a real Mason. Damn, you just be, you know what I mean? It is, dude. Because you just said it was serious and stuff, and now that I'm pointing out that you spilled the beans by telling me it's a secret society, all you ask is trust, family. If I was the worshipful master, I would get in touch with them and say, nah, he ain't passed the test. You just never know who might be a Mason, dude. You just asked me about it, though. That's supposed to be something dealing with your soul and dealing with, you know what I mean? It's like you doing it for the wrong reasons. You never know who you're talking to. I could be on my square. You never know. I could be a worshipful master somewhere. I could be a widow's son or whatever the stuff, a traveling man. You just never know. But just wanting to flaunt it and do what you do, that's why it's not gonna work for you. And believe me, if they feel like, no, listen to this. If those people feel like you just doing it for that, they'll sabotage your ass and you won't even know it. Don't do that shit for the gram, homeboy. Do it for advancement, fraternal brotherhood, and be serious about it. Because the things that they're gonna expose you to, if they even take you in now, that you came here and sold black money, you know what I mean? A fucking scientist and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You never know. One of my peoples might be in here that's a Mason. I got a cousin that's, like I said, he doing his thing with it. He wrote a book and everything about his family. They could be in here. A lot of people on their square in here. You know what I mean? And here you go coming in here talking all this big Mason shit. That can't be the fucking fad of the month for you, fam. Next week you'll be on to something else. So remember, you young, you know what I mean? Expose yourself to as many things that your brain can absorb. But remember, follow the rules. That's the only way to succeed at anything. You notice everybody that go against the grain, only like 1 in a million of them succeed. But if you manage to keep your head down, stay low, you know what I mean? You get some prosperity, fam. Whoever's turning you on to that, that's a strike against them because they didn't stress that. That's the main thing they're looking for is secrecy because, you know what I mean? And can you follow directions? They don't even want to tell you a secret. They just want to see that you have consistency and loyalty. You know what I mean? Okay, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. I thought it was light. Custom Taylor. You talking about Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. I thought it was the light. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. That don't even sound right, dude. Funny, the Nolan thing, the video that came out, there's like hundreds of them out every day at the outlet, so there is no way you're getting away with shit. Shit, those people left. The island closes at like 6 o'clock, fam. James, the island closed at 6 o'clock. And yes, you are, if it's a bunch of loud music and everybody else doing their thing, ain't nobody gonna be motherfucking paying attention to a bunch of bumping. Especially with a bunch of young boys. It don't take nothing to kill a motherfucker. Hit him across his head with something. Smother him. Take him below deck. You know what I mean? Drown him in the bilge. You know what I mean? Smash that light. Ain't no telling what happened, man. He could have been sacrificing the ritual. But I damn sure know his people deserve to know what happened. You feel me? They can figure out everything else. I mean, with a simple, on that little ass island, they can't figure out that shit. Run the satellite back. You know what I mean? Interviews with a vampire. Yeah, the old school shit. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Wow, what about it? Horn Island does not have hours. It's open 24/7. I just looked it up. I don't know about that. They said people had to leave at 6 o'clock, dude. You think there's any truth into the interview to a vampire? Smash that like, y'all. Yeah, the people that he was with had to leave at 6 o'clock. Okay. Yo, they already got Nolan Wells' death in the Horn Island Wikipedia shit. That's crazy. Okay. It's in Jackson County, Mississippi. Stop for Pascagoula. My boy Chris had with the Pascagoula one time. No matter what though, his friends is acting real shady. They went and got lawyered up for what? Like, for what? You feel me? Chris, what's been up with you? Shout out DB's Chris, what's been up, family? What you been enjoying your vacation and stuff? I ain't heard from you. Well, you say privilege is very real. Question: if Tom Cruise belongs to the Scientology Church and everyone says it's a cult, so that means Tom Cruise, no? Cool Cat, it is a cult group. L. Ron Hubbard, they stole everything they had from Malachi Z. It is a cult group, but I mean, it's a morphed into something else now. You know, a lot of people was associated with that shit. Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, man, you'd be surprised who was associated with that. That was like a name brand cult group. Everybody was doing it. Like everybody was getting iPhones and Teslas. Everybody was in the Scientology. It was like a fad for rich people, because wealthy people knew that it was some bullshit. Rich people and wealthy people are different. Rich people were either rich people because of their family made them rich, or poor and they got rich. But wealthy people are just wealthy. You know, some people just come from money. Do you think the race hustle growth is ever going to stop? Because I see cases where people scream racism just to grip off of it. Give me an example. Because I see the race hustle with white people too. Like Jake Lang, he's a race hustler. He's a white race hustler. He's running around talking about he's here to protect white people. You don't think, would you consider Jake Lang a race hustler? Hubbard was a poor science-fi writer. Yep, L. Ron Hubbard. His friends joked that the best way to get rich was to start a cult religion. So Hubbard, but if you go to when they stole all that shit, like the Raelians and all that stuff, they stole it from this guy by the name of Malachi Z. York, who's currently housed in 88 Supermax prison. He was a black nationalist, quasi-religious leader, and he last was leading his flock in Atlanta, Georgia area. He had a huge following, and it maybe would say that something happened to a bunch of people and kids and stuff at the organization. Wow. Woo. Well, we ever saw the homeless problem for the politicians using it as a convenient to raise taxes, and they're making it a crime to be homeless. They're not doing anything to solve it, but they're making it a crime to be homeless. But yeah, L. Ron Hubbard, he stole all the stuff from Malachi Z. York and switched it around. But it is what it is. Sometimes. Yeah, there's a lot of race. I said Jake Lang is a race hustler. California, they wanted to spend a bunch of money for the homeless people. Damn, y'all don't get. I'm telling you something. In my state, you know what I mean? They do. You can get some free healthcare to get some teeth and stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But some homeless people, that's where they feel more comfortable at in the streets. It just depends on what are they on the street for. And then there's a lot of people on the street because their habits are more expensive than their need for shelter. I mean, they have a greater need for that because that's what they want. I mean, yeah, right. But now you go to, they filling it up for profit prisons with all kind of people that got money, not no homeless. The profit for prison is just that because it's a they got 3 or 4 different money streams involved in those profit prisons. They hustle the inmates by count, holding them for the federal. They get the federal money, then they get money for the phone, then they get money for the commissary, and get a little bit off of other the clothing by way of catalogs and stuff like that, or maybe contracts with people that make all the see-through shit that they require to be in prison. There's a whole industry for prisons, you know what I'm saying? The vast majority of homeless in the U.S. have mental or addiction issues, often both. And then the next follow-up of the majority of the people that are homeless are veterans. And they might fall in with the mental health people. Post-traumatic syndrome, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Smash that like. Yeah, I know, but California has literally said, like, the mayor, I think it was in LA, all these homeless people addicted to meth need the teeth to get a job rather than help get off the streets and quit drugs. Wow. That's just like people to ride up on a homeless person and hand him a bag of Chick-fil-A. Why don't you just hand him what he wants? He wants 2 of those Percocets out of your pill bottle, a probably a Coke can of PBR or a Schlecht Malt Liquor Bull or what, depending on his ethnic background. Why don't you just give it to him and stop playing the fucking games? Why would you say America divided, or Obama divided America, Mr. Nice Guy Alexander? And how are you doing this evening? Cool cat. There's major fraud going on in California. For sure, it's major fraud going on in America, dude. Well, why you say Obama divided America? It's out of y'all in here, man. That's what it is. It's 21 lights, though. Let's get them lights up. John Smith says, yeah, sure, there was no racism before Obama, right? Sure was it? John Smith, golly gosh. We were kumbaya before Obama. And he come in with all that. James says, sadly, I live in New Hampshire. Not the state is the bad, but the top 2 states in the terms of homeless people are in New Hampshire and... Why in New Hampshire? It seems that y'all will have a good quality of life. Y'all got a lot of Cape Verdeans in New Hampshire, don't y'all? So that y'all will have a good quality of life. What's the number 1 factories or companies in New Hampshire? Don't say Ben & Jerry's. Hey, that's Vermont somewhere. Obama gave the Iranian people millions of dollars in cash. He let the Somalis come in the country and do fraud. So what? Obama gave the Iranian people $1 billion, 1.7 billion, which was their money. You know, when the Shah of Iran hijacked it out of there, they left money on the table. It was gaining interest. He gave them some money. But shit, the United States also gave Iran, sold Iran missiles and Israel. Go holler at Oliver North in the Iran-Contra scandal. You know what I'm saying? When the Sandinistas and the Contras in South America was giving the United States cocaine to flood the United States and create a business industry off of drugs by way of, you know what I mean, the black community. And then when it spilled over and started affecting everybody, they wanted to put a halt to it. You see how it came and went. Crack is a dinosaur. But remember, they systematically put us on drugs to make some money so that they could support the Sandinistas and Contra war down south. They even had a video game called Contra. Obama released, he released their money. But Donald Trump was willing to give them fucking $300 billion and an extra $100 billion. That's crazy. That ain't nothing. And he was willing to give them your money because that money would be coming out of the coffers of the American taxpayers. And also, you're still footing the bill for the war that he's fighting now. You do realize that? No. Obama gave them their money and incurred interest. Iran is a fucking gas station, man. All that BP gas that y'all stop at when you can't get the Amoco and Exxon, Aramco and BP were in Iran pumping gas, even when the Iranians was there. You feel me? Y'all gotta know these people are all in bed. They got y'all thinking that they don't fuck with these people. They just look, go Google who Oliver North is. You know this. Nobody ever talks about Oliver North. Oliver North was selling on them. He was like, yo, these people are selling these Iranian after the embassy in the shit happened at the fucking university. After the Ayatollah Khamenei, Rahullah Khamenei, did his thing with his people. Not Khomeini that was just in power. They shit spelled with an A. Rahullah Khomeini with an O. After he took power, I mean, they sold Iranian people missiles. Probably that was shot at. They saying that they and they partners in them. That shit crazy. And y'all are coming here and say all this stuff and don't know nothing about history or even how the world really works. You just surface. Smash that like Google that shit. Google Oliver North. He was up there in court with his military uniform telling on them folk. He was like, y'all lying. Y'all sold them motherfuckers some missiles. You know what I mean? Y'all the ones that brought coke to America. Yup. He told them. The motherfucking CIA in the United States brought cocaine and crack to America to fund their South American jungle wars. You feel me? And that shit's some wild shit. To fund their South American jungle wars, they brought cocaine to America in a package like form. You had to know that shit was like a setup. Like the setup I was talking about when you go to the to one of them bring your own bottle clubs and shit, and they give you like an ice bucket and all that. That's how crack was. It already came with a whole goddamn I mean, a culture, a whole drug culture. It was packaged, and we couldn't even see it because we were so thirsty for anything to make money. We didn't care. We had to prey on our own people, and that's what happened. We had been starved so long, we gave a fuck who it affected. As long as I'm able to get, some money, or then those of us that adhere to it, as long as I'm able to get high. And that's crazy, but you know what? It was like a wake-up call and a sleeping pill, all the same thing. Because out of that industry, crack and all that stuff in the 80s, that affected the whole country, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that came out of that stuff. And it allowed some people access into the other side, to the privileged. I mean, that's black and white, by way of drug dealing. And it was so much going on that some people came out of it as store owners, real estate, car lots, all kind of shit has this background in it. Look at, what's the guy name that had the that caught his own Back to the Future? DeLorean. Remember DeLorean? He backed his whole fucking play on fucking cocaine. You know that Back to the Future car with DeLorean in that shit. He backed his whole play with that shit. And that's some shit. Smash that life. Our youngest is flying over to visit in 1 week in 6 days. He also just booked a visit July to December, getting his world travel on like the rest of us. What's July, family? Or is that Japan? You ask what some of the top companies, New Hampshire has Fidelity, Timberlands, like the boot company. Okay, I'm familiar. I push the Timbs. And the first robotics company, you might have heard of the schools and Lent headquarters. Lent, the candy Lent? Well, which robotic company? And yeah, Timberlands, I bet you can get some cheap Timberlands. Let me know if you can get some cheap Timberlands too, James. I'll buy them from you. I need some cheap Timbs and some Tim t-shirts. Can you make that happen, James? Can you make the Black Money Corp? A little order up with some cheap Timbs. How far you live from the warehouse and what's the play right now? I'm serious too. Even if it's like those ones that are seemingly infidelity, like the bank. What's Fidelity doing up there? Okay, first. Okay. Lint is there, okay. So, you say black privilege exists. Okay, dark side. Why? Because China is a business entity. I know a lot of cities that own a lot of different businesses and land in the United States. It's a business. Real estate, ain't no wrong with it. You know that China owns our major meat packing industry too. China owns Jimmy Dean, Virginia Hams, Smithfield Ham, you name it. Google that shit. Walkney damn near. They own all of our meat packing. It's global now. You say it does exist, Linda Pool. Can you give me some examples? Smash that like, y'all. Actually, most people are lazier than ever. That's the problem and the truth. Okay, John. Smash that like, y'all. Smash that like, y'all. Also, New Hampshire, we have BAE Systems. Its headquarters in New Hampshire and based out of New Hampshire. BAE Systems. I thought they was based out of so that's the shipyard. Okay. I thought that was based out of Portsmouth, Newport News. And do you have experience working at the shipyard? That's a good trade. Y'all got something there. But BA Systems, I'm very familiar with it. They employ a lot of people in my area. They're one of the #1 employers in this area. Along with Northrop Grumman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got one of, like y'all, we got one of the oldest shipyards in the country here. Smash that like. What's going on with the Cape Verdeans? Are the Cape Verdeans deep in New Hampshire? Smash that like, y'all. Is privilege, supremacy, and nationalism the same thing? Can you give me some examples there, Linda? Can you give me some examples? Here's a little third tale about that you know so well. I don't know horse name called Revere. This meeting my horse in a court up here. Right across the land. Kicking up sand. Sure, passes up to me because I'm in the man. Yeah, I remember that shit. Smash that like. Give me some examples, Linda. Linda Cleaton. My autocorrect made it Jalan since our word for street. He will be in Japan. Good time while their economy is in trouble and under austerity measures. Okay, so what that means, if everything gonna be cheap, he going to the land of the rising sun. What he going to do in Japan? Or he just going to chill out in the Hamachuco area? Is he going to see some of the sites like Mount Fuji, or even go up north to see the original people, the Anu? You know what I mean? What's he going to do there? No, not boats. BAE Systems, the engineer company that does aerospace, arms, and information security company. Yeah, BAE, they also do shipyard too. BAE Systems, Google it. In my area, they do like the shipyard stuff. They also do the they do more. That's what they got their history in, man. Yeah, that's I told you, Norfolk, Rome, and all that shit. Well, some of that shit is like high tech stuff, like a bunch of drones and all that. See what I'm saying? BAE systems in my area, they fix all the Navy ships and shit. Planet Fitness, okay, that's what it is. Yeah, BAE, they fix the naval ships and shit too. Yeah, Engineering James, BAE fixed all the Navy shit. I live like a mile and a half away from the largest naval base on the planet. Yeah, we got BAE systems. That's one of the number one employers here. See, look, BAE Systems, a leading defense and aerospace company, has a significant presence in Virginia with multiple offices. I mean, and matter of fact, the headquarters of BAE Systems is in Virginia, Arlington, Virginia. Okay? Right. See what I'm saying? Chesapeake, Virginia, an aerospace company, BAE Systems. They're one of the top employers in this state, man. Smash that like. Share me out. Two of y'all in here. What's good? Also, the company you may not heard of, if we have a Planet Fitness, it was founded. Yeah, we got Planet Fitness here too. Hey, alright, we got Planet Fitness. I heard of it. I live up the street from a Planet Fitness too. You know what I mean? I'm over here with a good quality of life. But Planet Fitness, hair cuttery, Idols and his brother Lidos are within reach of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I did not know Planet Fitness was founded in New Hampshire. New Hampshire damn near Canada, fam. New Hampshire damn near New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Smash that like, man. Name some famous people from New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure it's gobs of them. Who was the founding father that was from New Hampshire? What was his name? Shouldn't we encourage our kids to travel at least once a year? My niece is in Germany and funded by Red Bull as okay. That's crazy. She a thrill seeker. That Red Bull shit, crazy devious. That shit, jumping out of one of them planes with one of them wingsuits on. That's crazy. Yeah, that's mine. It's that whistling dryer. You know what it is. It's that good quality of life. Smash that light. That's me, homie. Ain't nothing like it, being able to wash and dry your clothes. Who wants to stay all day in the line at the laundromat? Ain't nothing like it, family. Cause this is Thriller night. You're fighting for your life with the bees with 40 eyes, yeah. Thriller night. Thriller. Smash that like y'all. Shut me out. If I didn't care, will I wear this silly ring? Don't you dog me. Or. My youngest doing the trade in aeronautical engineering. He passed up the Raytheon apprenticeship, so he could take a gap year. Okay, that Raytheon would have been good too. Hey Chris, do y'all have Northrop Grumman in Australia? Smash that like. As for the famous people, we have Adam Sandler. I thought Adam Sandler was from Canada, who is from the town next to me. Also, Aerosmith. Okay, the singer from the band Boston. Okay, that's my shit. And Ronnie James Dio. What's your favorite Boston song? I said that Raytheon. I said, do y'all have Northrop Grumman in Australia? The company Northrop Grumman, they do like the ships for the Navy.
Y'all always worrying about the Army. Y'all will be surprised what the Navy got going on, man. Cash Money is an army.
President Franklin Pierce is also okay. Franklin Pierce is okay. Children Charlie Kirk, what's up with you, Fallon? You say white privilege does exist. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's all we can do, family. Yeah, no politics is striking the conversation up. Nothing serious, no damn. Good evening. What's up, Caleb Boo? Caleb Boo, you a serious gamer? Are you waiting on GTA 6 to come out? And if so, do you have any games that that you would suggest, being that you're a gamer? And welcoming and thanks for always coming through supporting. If you want to drop your link, Caleb Boo, you can check the letters BMC lowercase. And if y'all not supporting Caleb Boo and you're into gaming, she's over there gaming with her family. They're dope, they're creative, they're always having a good time. I see you was playing that dinosaur game the other day. That's what it is. You say you're drinking a gallon of Kool-Aid with electrolytes, James. What happened? Was it from the heat? I feel you. Yeah, we gotta stay cool out there. And y'all know we going on the BMC E-Bike Foundation. Also, we've been giving out water. You know what I mean? we on the road to give out 100 ice cold, chili cold, frozen waters to people who don't have access to one, whether it's because of the by way of economic or just being too far away from the store at the time when we crossed that path as Americans. I'm trying to get out there and give away 100 bottles. I just did the 50 bottle giveaway like a week and a half ago. Go check the video to see and leave a comment below it. I mean, and challenge. And matter of fact, somebody go leave a video below that with you going out there giving out some water to Americans. Not it. All of us, if all of us get a few bottles, we might can, you know what I mean? We might can do something. We all get out there as Americans, man. Smash that like, y'all. Well, y'all know I was out there giving out that water. The security guy told me that the bus terminal, which the people have a housing development with a bus terminal right in the middle of it, and a McDonald's. What that's what's next? A mall? I see that coming. I see them putting a mall there, but not that I'm aware of. I've had to check. Raytheon was a nice gig, but he preferred to work in airlines and an ability to ship around the countries with great worker rights, so he could travel right. Raytheon would have been like maybe in the shipbuilding business or something like that, building airplanes or something like that, right? Smash that like, for y'all, we fluctuate like cryptocurrency. My behavior meds, mad dehydrate, is why I drink a lot of homemade electrolyte Kool-Aid. I take the packet and just make the electrolyte and sugars myself, since the side effect is big. Wow. So, are you saying you have why do you take behavior meds if you can, I mean, Raytheon was kinetic missiles. Yeah, you need to know on the aircraft. Yeah. I'm feeling you. Raytheon is in my area too. We got Raytheon too. And I told you we right here where they needed all that, all the missiles for the ships and shit. Yep. I seen them when they was going out there. I didn't see it happen, but they was going out there testing them lasers and shit. They got on Navy boats. You know they got a new laser. I seen them testing that shit, man. We're going to do it anyway. But yeah, Raytheon, all of that shit is big here in the shipyard industry here because our ships are super high tech. Okay, ADHD is why I missed. Okay, is it Ritalin or anything Thorazine? They probably moved on from those drugs. I remember when the kids, they were calling them hyperactive and I mean ADHD kids, they were giving them Ritalin and stuff like I said, Thorazine. Is that still the meds they get y'all on? Smash that like, y'all. I always got a bottle of Bacardi Sweet Sweat nearby, so cheap here in the bigger order. What is that? Bacardi Sweat. What is that, Chris? Yeah, I take Ritalin and Concerta. And Concerta is just a extended release Ritalin. At least 10 hours while Ritalin only lasts 4. And what else do they treat Concerta with Concerta? Because Concerta used to be on one of those commercials. I did not know what that was. Do they treat anxiety in women with Concerta? Somebody give me some, Chris, give me some information on Concerta. Because they used to be having a commercial for that. I'm familiar when they had the kids on Ritalin and Thorazine back in the day. You know, even that was one of the tactics that they put people potentially dangerous in prison settings and stuff. They would put them on Thorazine to calm them down. Motherfuckers be sleeping all day. It's like they be like a sleeping silverback, like tired and shit. Sad as they used to give out morphine to the dope fiends, now they give them Shabashi. And both of those just gives them another addiction. Yeah, that Concerta, man. Smash that like, y'all. Pokora, think of it like but it's a vitamin water with a bunch of heavy electrolytes, maybe like what we call inshore. Do you mean inshore, Chris? Is it like inshore? Ritalin, Concerta, they also use it for necrolepsy. Narcolepsy. Wow. Okay, so it keep you. How is that? Because I thought Ritalin was supposed to like calm you down. But narcolepsy is when you fall asleep. How is that? So Ritalin really is backwards? It keep you hyped the fuck up, because narcolepsy is when you fall asleep everywhere. I knew somebody that suffered from narcolepsy, bad too. For to be talking to you, be like, yo, fam, yo, finish your breakfast. Concerts is a once-a-day tablet designed to boost dopamine and norepinephrine levels. Wow. So none of it is designed to dull any of your senses. It's designed to, that dopamine is crazy. That shit how you spaced out. Smash that like, y'all. Yeah. James, how long you been on Ritalin? Because I ain't heard about Ritalin since the 80s. That was the go-to drug for, remember all the people with the good insurance? The insurance companies were sending their kids to like Child Colonial Institute, not because the kid had a problem, but it because it could be, the insurance would cover it. A lot of kids that did not have a mental health problem, they had a delinquency problem, were caught up in the system like that too. Y'all remember that shit? Remember they had a commercial for like all these colonial institutes, Charter Colonial Institute. My kid is hanging around kids that I don't know. She's doing things that I don't know. And next thing you know, one of your friends is locked up in some kind of mental institution. You notice that shit don't happen no more. At least I don't run across it. But remember, people were putting their kids away in them damn them look like group homes, but for people with mental disabilities, they was getting checks and shit too. Okay, you got prescribed as a dope. Damn. That's crazy. Remember that shit though? They used to send their kids to those places. It was a whole movie about it. What was that movie? And the girl was putting the fucking chicken and shit under the bed. That was one of the movies. They was all those kids was there because they people had insurance. Oh, for whatever reason. Remember it? Y'all don't remember that shit in the 80s. I know y'all do. Some of y'all went through it. Moms put your ass in the goddamn loony bed. And won't shit wrong with you. You were just rebelling. But you had good insurance. So the powers that be took you like that. Y'all was the experiment for the private prisons. You might be there for fucking child support. You in a private prison. And now you gotta pay money to call home, money if you want to use the tablet and engage in all the amenities. It's like being in a big ass vending machine that you gotta pay for being the product. You know what I'm saying? Narcolepsy is generally caused by low hypocretin, the drug that regulates your ability to stay awake, either due to genetics or a brain injury. Okay. I think my G just had genetics. And then he was a little beefy. He was a big cat. You know what I'm telling you. The meds are also controlled substance, so I have to get drug tested once a year. Okay. So when they test you, what are they looking for? You using any other kind of illegal substance or something like that? Oh my God, are you speaking English? Raymond, can you spit out your mouth? Spit it out, Raymond. Oh my God. See how phony and fake the same way your girl does it. Spit it out, dude. And go take a nap, man. It's late. Smash that like, man. What time is it where you at, Raymond? Smash that like, man. There's always somebody that ain't doing shit trying to come in and knock what you doing because you're doing a hell of a family. And I never trust motherfuckers named Raymond anyway. Oh shit. Hey, Michael. What's up, family? I would never trust a motherfucker named Raymond no way. You fucking piece of garbage. Who says stuff like that to somebody they don't know? What a weirdo. Like, that's so weird, Raymond. You alright, family? My wife's meds are like that. They needed to phone Canberra to get approval. She can get them over the counter here in Indo. Oh, that's where you at right now, Chris? What's going on in Indonesia? I know you spend time between Australia and Indonesia. Over there checking on your properties, my G. What do you think about this fluctuating SpaceX stock? Do you think it'll eventually pan out and start making some money? Because that first shit, when I first saw it, it was realized gains, and then after a day or two, it was unrealized gains. I knew I should have got mine right then. How's the wife doing, Chris? Matter of fact, how's your wife doing, fam? I know last year was plenty of surgeries and stuff, so what's going on now? Yes, the check of the drugs and also too much of the meds in the system could be a bruising and alcohol. Oh shit, crazy that the alcohol amount and test amount of the one beer would be too much. Damn, so you can't even enjoy you a nice cold chili willy. Okay, you back in Bali chilling. Okay, what's that for Neville Villas? What is that? Okay, Barry's money. What's going on, Barry's money? They done made shit too hard for no reason. Oh shit, Barry's money. What's going on, man? Let me hold some of Barry's money, man. Shout out Barry Pulaski, man. What's going on in Arizona, Barry? No, has it came out yet? That Odyssey movie. What you think about it? Was it dope? The Odyssey, man, that's a dope story anyway. He had to get back home. SpaceX is the most overinflated stock. He keeps adding new companies into it to keep pushing up the value, but their revenue is low compared to the expense. Okay, I got you. Because I got some of it. I don't just wait it out. I thought like it might turn into the new Bitcoin. You know how Bitcoin rolls up there? Smash that like y'all. 7 of y'all in here, man. 5 of y'all is fluctuating, dude. Let's get it up, man. Did you vote for all this? Came on Friday. The problem is they had some woke actions in it. Right, what? I know they had the black Helen of Troy, which is true. Odysseus probably was black too. Because he worshipped Ethios. That was Zeus for the black people, Ethios. You were saying about the cold ones. I'm good, I can drink the beers. I only have to be drug tested once a year. Okay. I thought maybe alcohol too. When you said I thought you couldn't even drink it with chili cold. What kind of beer you drink? I've been drinking Modelo for like 5 years. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Newer villas building 4 with 2 rooms and private pools. It's quiet and kind of, you feel me? Oh yeah, what's your favorite craft beer? And what kind of craft beer? IPAs, Weissen, shit, stout, pilsner, rice wines, rice beer. What kind of craft beer? Is it microbreweries? Is it local? You know what I mean? Fair what? Miller High Life, how you pissy as hell. You know what, Miller High Life was first one of the beers that were like off the tap, off the draft. That's why they call it draft beer. My aunt used to drink about 50 of them shits a day. Or any kind of beer, you leave a beer around and shit, snatch that bitch on your ass. But yeah, the Miller High Life, them motherfucking little shit, them bitches are how your ass pissy, wissy, drunk as a skunk. Damn. Nasty ass beer. Miller High Life. Smash that like, man. I drink all sorts of random beers, like I have this maple blueberry pancake beer, and it tastes like maple blueberry pancake with maple syrup. Wow, that's gotta be nasty, James. I want my beer to taste like hops, barley, rice even, but not pancakes. If I want pancakes, I'll eat pancakes. Wow. What's your most What's your favorite German beer? Well, no, matter of fact, what's your favorite European beer? Because not only is Germany got a couple of beers, Italy got like Peroni. You ever had an ice cold Peroni beer? But Germany, they got a bunch of different joints. I was talking earlier about beers, about Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee, and Pabst Blue Ribbon have a long storied history in American beer culture. Pabst Blue Ribbon, Milwaukee's best, Schlitz, who brought you the 40-ounce Schlitz malt liquor bull and all that shit. They got all of the information on how to, pinpoint the black community by the same way they had wine bottles for white folks, you know what I mean? So they can get their friends drunk and do a bunch of shit. Black people drink beer. More likely, so make a 40-ounce so they can share it. Okay, that Newcastle Brown Ale. Okay. What is that? Okay, Newcastle Brown Ale. Is that a pale ale? Is that an IPA? Chris. Hence the name ale. What's that Red Dragoon beer? Have you ever tried that, Chris? I drink all kind of beers, not just craft beers, and not with those obscure. I'll go somewhere, and if it's a independent brewery, I'll have a flight of their different taps, and if I feel good, I have one or two of them. And then I don't know what a flight is. It could be from 4 to 5 quarters of beer, and what it is, you can go there, and maybe you just like all IPAs, you can say, let me get a flight of all the top IPAs you have here on tap. And they'll bring you 4 different junks and you can sit there and chill. You understand what I'm saying? When I was 15 and 16 years old, I was drinking Coke, Cokie 900 and crazy shit. He was drunk as fuck. This dude named Cornelius, when I was young, was doing a bunch of drinking and shit. And when I seen him later on in life, he still was doing the same thing. Always drinking, you need to be careful on the meds, because the meds sedate the effects of alcohol, so you can easily end up over drinking because you don't feel the alcohol as much. Yep. That's crazy. I ain't done no meds, family. That Mickey's Big Mouth nasty as fuck. Ain't that the one where you screw the top off and they got the little jokes and shit inside? Yeah, the Mickey's Big Mouth. What part of the country was you in, Michael Johnson? You was drinking Wild Loudest Rose and all that shit. Fucking, what's that other shit? Everclear, that strong ass liquor. You was drinking Everclear, man. Wow, you was drinking Everclear, too. Okay. Generation X for Philly. Okay, what part of Philly? West Oak Lane. Where you from? West Oak Lane. Smash that light. Okay, you from Kensington. Wow. You got any videos from Kensington on your page? That's crazy how Kensington just came out of nowhere and took Skid Row place. Oh yeah, where is it at? It might not be legal here. Snake venom. What's it made out of? What's it based off? What kind of hops is it? beer or what? Snake venom. What kind of grain is it made from? Is it mead? Is it grog? Is it, you know what I mean? Is it a stout? Is it a, like I said earlier, Hefeweizen? Is it an ale or is it a pale ale? Y'all know Guinness Stout and Pabst Blue Ribbon duked it out for beer supremacy at the Chicago World's Fair, and Guinness Stout won. But in that Chicago's World's Fair, that was the first time that Pabst Blue Ribbon ever put the blue ribbon around the beer bottle in commemoration of the former owner. He married this guy that had the best brewing company, and the letter B. Go look at your Pabst Blue Ribbon. Y'all look at your PBR. That B was for synonymous with the original owner of the brewing company that the guy, Captain Pabst, which he was the ship captain. He married the dude's daughter, and the dude died, and him and his father-in-law was tight. So he put that blue ribbon around that bottle at the World's Fair, claiming victory within their win. I mean, yeah, I remember Zima. Remember Biggie name? I say it every time my boy come in here, Money L with the green Beamer, sipping Zimas with the girl named Katrina. But can you name the 3 different colors of Zima? And I ain't talking, I'm talking about the label, not because you know Zima was clear, but you know they had 3 different colors. They had the blue, the black, and the green. Yeah, Zima was goddamn some flat ass. It tasted like flat Sprite. They was trying some shit. Right. Zima tasted like some flat Sprite. They use all kind of stuff to make alcohol, fam. When they make vodka, they use potatoes generally, or they use other you know what I mean. When they make tequila, they use agave plants. You feel me? And you know that the tequila cannot be called tequila unless it's made in Mexico and by a sanctioned blue agave plant. But they got other forms of tequila variants that, was it that mezcal stuff? That shit pretty good too. Cool Coke. Was that Coke Blue? Y'all remember the Red Bull that was the Six Malt Liquor Bull beer? They had Red Bull, Blue Bull, and also the Bull in the Great Can. Motherfucker like, bring me a Blue Bull back. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Champagne just denotes that it came from the Champagne area in Normandy. So Vikings kind of get the credit for inventing champagne. The Normandy people in France were Vikings by way of some guy named Rollo. I mean, but as well as Hennessy also. It was Code 45 with it. God damn, I ain't never heard of that one. Y'all remember they were trying to push the Listerine cigarettes? It was cigarettes that was highly menthol, and then menthol became the new norm for cigarettes. Remember that? Remember Listerine cigarettes? But damn, that Coke with a mint flavor, they was trying something there. Officer Sproul there had one beer. Is that a joke, man? Hell no, that Mad Dog 2020 always end up in goddamn sprout into a tizzy because one of your homeboys always be the motherfucker that drank too much. Either he throw up and be sick, looking crazy, or he wild the fuck out. That Mad Dog 2020 have a motherfucker sweating. In the wintertime, the neck of your leather coat be sweaty as a bitch. I never drank that stuff, man. All the old heads that was a little bit older than me, that was their shit too. Then they was drinking the night train, and then which one of them they was putting the pack of Kool-Aid in it and tapping that bitch. Hell fucking no, y'all niggas stink. They used to stink drinking that shit. The officer, they said, I imagine being at the party and being like the only one having to have to drive home and you have yourself there. That shit crazy. I only had one officer. Remember the commercials when they show the police pulling over the people and it's like drinks and shit spilling out the car? Mixed drink. Smash that light. Alright, family. Thanks for coming through. Double tap that like if you have it on the way out. Tap, 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 tap. Smoking on some hay in the middle of the bar. Smash that like, y'all. Akeem, what's up, Akeem Page? What's up with you, fam? What you getting into? Worse than alcohol, I think weed is worse than because the amount of people that tell me, OMG, like weed doesn't affect you and you can't get a lot of dope. Well, it does affect you, but alcohol affects you quicker and more severely because weed, maybe you can get through it, you know what I mean? Just being laid back and calm. But alcohol kind of rearranges your equilibrium when you can't, you know what I mean? When you can't focus in your, you know what I mean? So I would say weed was better than alcohol. All right, King, what you do this weekend, fam? Don't you love me? Hurt, 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 hurt. I know what I was saying. People tell me you can't get a DUI from it and smoke unscarred driver. But you can get a driving while impaired. Not under, you can't, it's still, and that is also driving under the influence. But driving while impaired also. Yeah, in my area, you can in my state, you can smoke weed at home, recreational use. But if you get caught smoking it in your car, that's a violation. It's probably a fine or two, but yeah. But driving while impaired. You know, you ain't even supposed to be a gun owner and smoke weed. I think they just changed that law where, because at first they asked you, are you under influence of marijuana or any kind of drugs or anything like that when you trying to get your gun license and all that stuff. No. Boss, what's up with you, man? What's up, Boss? What you been up to? Boss, you know you can drop me a link too, man. Y'all get over there and check Boss out, man. Did you cook out this weekend, Boss? Did you cook out this weekend? Man, what y'all think about them wildfires? It's crazy. That's why I said thinking was worse because the amount of people, okay, they clearly know drinking and driving bad. But drinking and driving, it really throws your equilibrium off, like for sure. Marco Rubio, man, you gotta watch his butt. Wow, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union are getting a divorce. Wow. Yo, y'all see Mom Donnie said he wanted to arrest Netanyahu. Ain't that some bullshit? Like you got other shit to be doing. You know that's acting like Donald Trump. Smashed that like, did you hear about the gay cruise that got denied entry to Turkey? Nah, I didn't. What was going on with that? I didn't hear about that shit. That's crazy. Smash that like, y'all. Driving high makes you drive slow. Driving drunk, you'll kill people or children. Right. Sure. What's up, Mud Butters? A president's job is making sure that people eat, man. A mayor's job includes preventing crimes and literal war fiend Al under the ICC is just that. You see, you try to keep it popping bars. That's what it is, family. Damn right, Mud Butters. Are you in the 757? Oh, salute, salute, salute. Y'all fish terrible. You can you eat the fish in the Anacostia River yet? But whenever family, just let me know. You feel me? Let me know. Know what I'm saying? Right over here off the Chesapeake Bay. Right, one of my peoples be fishing over there just for sport. You know, fishing is relaxing, man. But here, you can eat anything you catch out here. Flounders, I mean, blues, croakers, spots. If you like weird fish, they got a bunch of shad. You name it. You know what I mean? Shark. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Ain't no telling what you can come up with. Right, he be catching them shits, but then he be throwing them back. Yeah, man roof 310, man 310, man roof 310. I don't like catfish. For real, I ain't partial to any of it. For real, I like lobster tails and shrimp. You know what I mean? They said they help with Netanyahu. Smash that like, y'all. Just seen some shit that said China quietly saved the world last month. And Chem 3, I just smashed your AI stocks. America is so over leveraged on AI. I mean, man, Africa should pay Africans. Black Americans aren't African, dude. That's what y'all got to realize and stop. I mean, Black Americans are not African, man. If that was the case, the United States was been found a way to make them pay. They're already colonizing Africa now. The United States is one of the top 3 colonizers of Africa right now. Because they fucked around and slept on it. And China got all them goddamn ports and they got them locked in all these economic deals. They built some airports and a bunch of other infrastructure stuff. But they use their own workers and they handed the country the bill. Now you know if that country can't pay, they're gonna seize control of it and own a bunch of shit. I think that's what happened with Panama. China fucked around and upgraded their shit, and all the United States did was maintain the Panama Canal. I mean, China's pushing gold to 38. Wow, they pull. How much is it at right now, Chris? Wow. It's sort of like United States supposed to be holding all them people gold in World War II, and after World War II, Charles de Gaulle of France asked the United States, "Yo, where's that gold we told y'all to hold?" And the United States didn't even have it. They didn't even have 20% of those people gold. What the fuck happened to it? That shit crazy. They had everybody gold. They was like, "Yo, what happened to that gold we told y'all to hold?" Funny thing on my way to church. They making a laughing stock out of Lil Bootsy. Lil Bootsy paid some guys $600,000. Similarly, he was supposed to get a pardon from Donald Trump. He was even bragging about that shit. How stupid was his dumbass? He was bragging about getting a presidential pardon and got beat out of his money. Like, what type of shit is that? The transatlantic slave trade involved many African rulers, merchants, and states, right? But most of their business was done with Brazil and South America. Very little with North America, where I'm from. But also, Africans were enslaving Africans. So what do I have to do with that? I'm a black American. And until you realize that we'll always have that divide in America, homie. China is resetting a gold standard currency. The U.S. is trying to back its own reputation on crypto. That crypto shit too fucking fluctuated. No boxing, no life. American slave trade generally did not capture most enslaved people themselves. No. You gotta go do a little bit more research, fam. That's how all the Igbo, Yoruba, you know what I mean? Igbos was the money ones in the rice. The Yoruba associated with rice and also voodoo, you know what I'm saying? The Hausa. All of these are West African people that was engaging in warfare on each other and making money off of it. Nobody ain't come from East Africa because they would have been too fucking wild. Then you watch Roots. He was part off right off of the goddamn Kumbilongo. Ha ha. Yeah, and they was catching them from West Africa, not the East Africa. And you talking about like that with the Duhami female warriors and all that shit. Man, that's a myth. No boxing, all that shit is kind of like myth mixed with, I mean, Shanghai is ending paper gold speculations on the material gold trade so that China can back the RMB and take over as a global reserve with a stable backer. Okay, China. Wow. I hope it don't work out and fuck up the American dollar. That's what I hope. But you Asian, Chris. Do you consider yourself Asian? During much of the transatlantic slave trade, the buyers were not only American but also most of them went to South America, dude. Most of the people from the African slave trade went to South America, man. But who cares about the South Atlantic trade, slave trade? How are we gonna feed our kids next year? At the bottom falls out the dollar. I don't give a damn. I mean, I don't know. No white Americans that brought no African slaves besides the ones that was in like Savannah to Charleston for the rice, dude. You spreading false shit about that slave shit. Well, you spreading what they want you to spread, Boston. You know that, right? But it's all good. But to who? Ain't none of us Africans now. Ain't no Africans. I'm American. I don't want them to pay me shit. But no mind and attention when I get mines. You feel me? Get the fuck out of the way when I get mine. That's all. I live in a BRICS country. I'm in a good place. It's the art. Is the BRICS already enacted? Okay, can you explain that to me, David, how that works? Are you telling me now Australia number one form of doing business is in that BRICS currency? What is that BRICS currency called? Is it called BRICS? We didn't have a black president. We had a president that was African American. His daddy was from Africa, not America. His daddy didn't even never experience what it is to be a black American in America. Do you understand that? His daddy was from Africa. So he didn't have, his daddy ain't know nothing about America. And his mama seemingly was a world traveler. I don't know what, sir. Real profession, maybe CIA. But on paper, and if he didn't have that funny Muslim name, you would think he was a white guy. Because he was raised by two older, seemingly well off, because you never heard of time of struggle, white people. So he actually was white. He did not represent black people. He represented the LGBTQ and more likely the Democratic Party, which was his party of choice. He was not representing black people. He was married to a black woman. That's what y'all get it wrong. Ain't nobody back pay him no money. but a bunch of LGBT did. That's why they were given under his leadership the right to marry each other because they paid into it. They were his number one lobbyists. And it's not systematic racism, it's systematic slavery. Racism is just one of the many components that they created to install authority over that shit and give it divine right. You understand what I'm saying? You said we, as if you running some shit. You just like me, dog. And that don't mean shit. Congress and Senate ain't shit. Then Donald Trump just proved that to you how he handling Congress and Senate. He handling their ass. He using executive orders. You believe history books. I know you don't know shit. BRICS is a coalition of countries. We already control over 40% of the global GDP. China is making the move to make its RMB, these global trade currencies. I'll still be spending in IDR. Okay, okay. And it's right. African American, by way of his daddy was African and his mama was white American. And we need to break it down for you. Not because he was of the black American culture. That's two different things. African and black American is two different things, man. And your fervor to link him to black people and then use that against us. What did he do for you? Can you tell me what did he do for any Americans? He did something for the LGBTQ. You can also say that with Trump. What did Trump do for white people? He's a white president, right? If you wanted to be so, you know what I mean, base with the shit, you said, what did Obama do for black people? What did Trump do for white people? What did any president do for any American? And you said history books. I know you indoctrinated. Mine just gone. They say I'm easy, easy like the Sunday morning. Okay. I'm about to wrap this up though, Chris. Thanks for coming through, fam. Good to hear from you. I'm out.